The war on drugs has raged for decades. Here in our community, the battle is centered around meth.
Tonight, Color 8's Melinda Lee brings us a special report on Montana meth, fighting addiction.
Tough love and consequences saved my life.
Bill Morris moved to Montana to escape a toxic relationship with methamphetamine, slowly stealing his life.
We had a problem that was out of my control. I had lost my family, I had lost my house.
But what Morris didn't expect was to find more meth than ever in the Billings community.
I didn't realize when I moved here how big the problem was in Billings for the community the size that it is.
Morris says he sees people of all ages from all walks of life distributing and using methamphetamine in Billings. Yellowstone County District Attorney Scott Twido agrees.
I would say overall, the age category is about 25 to 35, but it's everywhere. We just had a case the other day where the person was in their 60s. We've had people just in the last few days as young as 19, 20 years old using methamphetamine. So it crosses all sort of age demographics.
Twido says methamphetamine is the most prevalent drug that engages the criminal justice system. District court filings increased dramatically over the last 4 years, fueled by a 62% increase in drug-related arrests across Montana. 35% of that overall increase is seen right here in the Magic City.
It just seems that Billings is uniquely situated. We're a big hub for this area of our country.
Twido says more meth is being transported through Billings, making it harder for law enforcement to control and easier for addicts to access. But why the draw to an illegal drug?
Well, it made me feel euphoric. It actually made me feel as though I fit in. I was able to talk with people and be a part of that crowd.
Local rehab counselor Malcolm Horn says one fascinating thing about meth is the drug damages the part of the brain used to differentiate between good and bad choices.
You know, when you say, okay, if you don't go to treatment, we're going to take your kid away, or you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail, they're like, okay, no problem, because that part of the brain that helps them decide that isn't working well.
To help understand the pull of meth on a user, Malcolm uses a cookie comparison.
So when you think about, I ate a cookie, oh, that felt kind of good. Yeah, I enjoyed that cookie. Well, 2,000 times that. Methamphetamine gives you such a good rush that nothing normal compares.
Unable to resist such temptation, many users resort to crime to support the habit.
It's a horrible, horrible drug. It creates horrible, horrible problems, and it's a problem in the criminal justice system.
Last year alone, Twido added more than 5,000 meth-related cases to his workload. But there is hope.
Do whatever it takes. When we're out there using, we do whatever it takes to get the drugs we want or whatever it is that we seek. And all you have to do is get that same willingness to find a new way of life.
Bill Morris found that new way of life through rehab, a 12-step program over 4 weeks, helping him stay meth-free for more than 500 days.
I drove over here and said, I need help, because I can't do this on my own. And sorry, I get a little emotional. They, they worked it where they got me right in.
Twido also hopes to see more meth users in rehab rather than behind bars.
If we could, in the criminal justice system, pipeline that person, identify that person who's just on the edge, that something has happened in their life, they've gravitated towards this horrible drug, and get to them quickly.
While the fear is real for anyone struggling with addiction, so is the reward of reclaiming your life.
Being able to have all these lists of people on my phone that I could call at any time, and I found the biggest joy I've gotten from my recovery is I'm in their phone, and they do the same.
Melinda joins us now live. Powerful, powerful report, Melinda.
Indeed it was. Bill Morris used meth for decades before breaking free of the cycle. Is that right, Melinda?
Yes, Stella, Bill tells me that he first tried methamphetamine when he was just 14 years old, and he battled addiction for more than 30 years. But I can tell you that right now, Bill Morris is celebrating 528 days meth-free, and he's also using his past to help others by working at the rehab center where he was treated, which brings us to really one of our goals in sharing this story, and that's to let people know that there is help out there. So if you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, there is a 24-hour helpline that we have listed here, 1-800-990-6262. And there's also that email that you can go ahead and contact, again, 24/7. Morris also tells me that there's over 150 support groups that are held in Billings each week. So it's a great place for you to find the friend you need. And thank you again so much to Bill Morris for sharing his inspiring story. We're going to have more of it on Color8.com. Reporting live in Billings, Melinda Lee.